Interest targeting is dead. I know that you know this, but here's what I mean. 5 years ago, a skilled media buyer could outperform a competitor simply by picking better audiences. They knew the custom combinations, the lookalike structures, the interest tags that worked. That edge is gone. Meta's algorithm absorbed it, and in its place, something different became the primary lever, the creative. Not in the vague way people say creative matters, in a specific, structural, algorithmic way that changed what actually drives performance on Meta in 2026. And most e-commerce brands are still operating like it is 2021. I have spent more than 2 decades working in e-commerce, building software, exiting from my own company, and talking to operators every single week. This shift is the single most misunderstood change in paid social media right now. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what's changed, why it changed, and what can you do about it. Let me start by giving you the specific mechanism, not the vague idea. Meta's Andromeda algorithm changed how the platform matches ads to people. Previously, the system worked from a defined audience outward. You selected who you wanted to reach, and Meta found ads that fit that group. Andromeda reversed that logic. The algorithm now works from a much larger set of ads inward. It looks at your entire creative library and matches each ad to the users most likely to respond to that specific creative. Old model, you define the audience and Meta finds the ad. In the new model, you define the creative and Meta finds the audience. That reversal has one enormous implication. The more diverse your creative library, the more audience segments Meta can match to you. A single ad reaching a single type of buyer. 10 conceptually different ads potentially reaching 10 different buyer types. Each ad is now functioning as a targeting signal. This is what Meta meant when they said creative is the new targeting. It was not just marketing language, it was a description of how the algorithm actually works. 56%. That is the share of your ad results that research is attributing to the creative itself, not to the budget, not to the audience, not to the bidding, the creative. And that number has only gone up since Andromeda. Most brands know this. Very few have changed how they build creative as a result. Let me show you what that change actually looks like. When brands hear creative diversity, they usually do one thing. They make more ads, more UGC, more statics, more formats, more volume. More is not diversity, and I want to show you exactly why with a real example. Meta made this point clearly. The most common thing brands under-index on is not format diversity, it is messaging angle diversity. Brands will rotate through 15 different video formats, all telling the same story, all activating the same emotional trigger in the same audience. 15 different formats, one angle, and Meta matches them all to the same buyer. That is not diversity from the algorithm's perspective. Andromeda matches ads to users based on the message and the emotional register, not just the visual format. If all your ads are saying the same thing, they reach the same people regardless of how different they look. And here is the part nobody talks about. When that angle fatigues, which it will, all of your apparently diverse formats fatigue simultaneously, because they were one signal the whole time. When more than 40% of your ad spend is going through creatives older than 90 days, your CAC is already rising. The ads look alive in Ads Manager, but the angle underneath them has been exhausted already. So what does genuine creative diversity actually mean? 3 dimensions. The first is the asset type. UGC, static video carousel. This is the layer most brands are already iterating on. It matters, but it's the most obvious and the least differentiated. The second is the concept or the visual format. Before, after, us versus them, testimonial, founder story, product demo, lifestyle. Different visual formats activate different psychological responses. A before and after opens with empathy. A founder story builds trust through vulnerability. An expert demo establishes authority. When you vary the format, you vary the emotional entry point. The third is the messaging angle, the actual claim being made, transformation, social proof, price, fear avoidance, identity, novelty. This is where the real leverage is. When you change the angle, you reach a fundamentally different buyer with a fundamentally different motivation. Varying format without varying angle is like changing your clothes but saying the same thing. The algorithm sees through it, the buyer does too. And here's the solution. OmniConvert Nexus maps your entire ad library across all three dimensions and overlays your competitor's creative landscape. It shows you exactly which angles are overcrowded in your category and which ones are wide open. The white spaces are for your next campaign. Let me make this even more concrete with a specific example of how the hook functions as a targeting signal. Imagine that you sell a sleep supplement. You could run an ad that opens with "finally got 8 hours last night." That hook will reach people who already believe in sleep supplements and they are already problem aware, warm, probably already in the consideration stage regarding your brand and regarding the solution of the supplement. Or you could open with "I have been tired for 3 years and I thought that was just what getting older felt like." That hook will reach a completely different person, someone who has not yet connected their fatigue to a solvable problem. Cold traffic, new to the category, a much larger pool. Same product, same offer, completely different audience. The hook did the targeting. This is what it means for creative to be the new target. The first 3 seconds of your ad tell Meta who to show it to, not just the audience selector you pick, the actual content of the creative. And when you understand that, briefing creative changes entirely. You are not briefing for aesthetic, you are briefing for audience reach. How you do this? Through in-depth research on what customers say, in reviews, on social media, on your competitors' pages, and so on. OmniConvert Nexus mines your customer reviews for struggling moments. Each one is a different hook targeting a different person. The operator stops guessing what to say and starts choosing which audience to reach. I'm going to talk about this in a next chapter. It is called Jobs to be Done, and this is an outstanding method that changed my company and is also being used by the highest growth D2C companies in the world. Here's the math that most brands have never done: 4 to 8%. That is the industry benchmark for ad hit rate. For every 100 ads you launch, 4 to 8 become meaningful winners. That means creative strategy is a volume game with quality constraints. You need enough concepts in market to statistically produce winners, but the concepts need to be genuinely diverse, not variations of the same angle. Otherwise, your hit rate does not improve. It just costs you more. The brands compounding their results right now have separated 2 previously linked decisions: how many ads to make and what each ad is actually testing. At Hexlab, for example, they moved from launching 15 to 20 concepts a week with heavy variations to 5 to 10 concepts with genuine strategic diversity. Less total output, better result, because each concept was testing a real hypothesis, not a cosmetic variation. The compound effect is real. Every winning concept you find is an audience you can now scale into. Every fatigued angle you retire cleanly is budget that moves to something new. The creative library becomes a compounding asset, not a rotating expense. Here is how to operationalize this as a weekly system. Audit your messaging angle concentration. If more than 50% of your active ad spend sits under 1 or 2 angles, you have a concentration problem, not a creative strategy. Map your new concepts against 3 dimensions: asset type, concept, and messaging angle. You need to be intentionally diverse for all these 3. Brief each concept from a struggling moment in your customer data. The hook is the targeting. It must be rooted in real customer language. And then track performance at the concept level, not at the ad level. If 10 ads are sharing one angle and all 10 fade together, that is a fatigued concept, not 10 separate losers. With Nexus, you can run this system automatically. Every Monday or whatever day you are using for your internal debate about new creatives, you see your angle concentration, your decay risk, and the concepts that need to be produced this week to maintain CAC stability. The creative decisions become data-driven before production starts, not reactive after performance drops. The brands that are winning in 2026 are not winning because they have bigger budgets. They are winning because they understand something most operators do not. Creative is not decoration, it is infrastructure. It is the mechanism by which your ads find their audience, communicate their message, and convert a stranger into a buyer. Get the creative system right, and the media buying largely takes care of itself. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to build the brief that's producing these winning concepts, starting from your customer's own words, not from a blank page. So if you want to miss it, don't subscribe. And if you want to see how your creative diversity compares to your category benchmarks and other real competitors, go to eCommerce benchmark.ai. Find the tool in the description below.